It's a really good time to be us, isn't it? I mean, this has got to be the most exciting opportunity since radio went to TV, since TV went from black and white to color. I've been a TV producer for 20 years, and I'm inspired by all of you. And thank you to Paul and Tessa for putting this together, because this is where we can come together and yes, it's messy, as Paul said, but by grouping together, I think that we can make the all ships float higher. So it's a very exciting time. You know, it's interesting because there's so much good work that's been done in the room, and I salute Pietro at Secret Location. Congratulations on your 6 Screen Award nominations. And there's been a lot of fantastic experimentation. Some things have been terrific, we all know. Some have bombed and been less than terrific, but experimentations like that. The one thing that I want to talk about is, in many ways, television is still sitting in the same position it's always sat in with respect to the audience. That's sort of looking ahead and imagining what the audience wants, and then creating content and hoping that the audience does come. Now we're adding more stuff to it and really hoping that audiences like all the interactivity, that they want the Twitter feed on the screen, that they want to have this second screen and first screen experience merge. But strangely, as content creators, we haven't made much use of the technologies in ways that really speaks to creating content that people want to watch. So I want to talk about why we're doing things and making sure that there's always strategy. We've got my company, Magnify Digital, based in Vancouver. We've created a system to try to make it easier and faster for content creators and distributors and broadcasters to do just that, to back up and put ourselves in the position of the audience. It's called Alert TV, and there's a video here to show you how it works. Okay. Never give the TV producer the...
Welcome to Alert TV Plus, a first-of-its-kind online system designed to help producers, broadcasters, and distributors create cross-platform strategies that connect with today's audiences. ALERT is an acronym that stands for Assess, Locate, Engage, Respond, Track. 5 steps that are the foundation of the comprehensive Alert TV Plus system. It's fast and easy to get started. There's no software to download. Users simply log in to the secure site. Every great strategy starts with an assessment of your existing online presence. Next, Alert TV Plus shows you how to locate your target audience and their online communities. Find inspiration in best practices and analyze the web presence of the competition. Alert TV Plus guides you through each step with instructions on where and how to find relevant data. Simply input your findings into these fields. In the background, Alert TV Plus is automatically shaping your inputs into a powerful document that can be output for your production team, funders, or channel partners. Whether you are conceiving a new idea, developing a project, heading into production, or building buzz for an existing series, an Alert TV Plus assessment gives you a definite competitive advantage.
Okay, so I want to make clear here that this isn't set up to compete with any of the agencies in the room. What we're trying to do is encourage producers to come into your agency, or for content creators to come to Tessa and her team, and similar teams at other broadcasters, with a lot of great audience insights, with actual knowledge about their product. And it can be as simple as making sure they've checked the title of their show. That's covered in the assessment. To make sure it's available, the URL's available, and to make sure it's available in social media. Just quickly, we were training at this CFC a couple of weeks ago, and there was a young filmmaker who was quite far along in the production of his film, and it was a video gaming themed film. So he called it Forced Fantasy. Good idea, because it plays on the Final Fantasy game. If you Google Forced Fantasy, you get to some very nasty porn. Some very nasty rape porn, actually. That was not the path he wanted his audience to follow to his content. But I mean, something like that is really just the tip of the iceberg, because you can say, so what? We all know we should Google our project's name before we get started. But here's an example of another show called eQuest.
Welcome to Alert TV Plus.
Here we go. Okay, so it's an equestrian show, and it had quite a well-known host on it. So by putting it through the alert system, the producers wanted to know what the potential size of the target audience was and what content they really care about. They were trying to establish what kind of subject matter they were going to deal with on this show. So using Google search volume, it was discovered that a lot of people were actively searching for subject matter that could be in the show. It also showed there was quite a sizable audience, and you can see, I hope I'm not blocking the view for some of you, you can see also that it shows that the pay-per-click competition for those keywords was quite low, meaning that pay-per-click advertising could be a good way to build visibility and drive audience. The assessment also revealed, as I said, about search advertising, but it revealed that target audiences are gathering in the hundreds of thousands around various sites, forums, and blogs. There was literally a goldmine online with huge audience insights that could help inform the show, and the audience was accessible. So by engaging the audience early on in production, they could start to build and pre-deliver an audience for television, or at least that's the thinking. We've got nothing empirical that can link right now the second screen to the first screen. There's strategies we can kind of use to measure, but the idea is to start engaging with people earlier, and again based on these rich insights. The host had a huge following in social media, so similar to Darren, that was something that could be leveraged. The result of this, the client was so surprised at the many aha moments that came out of the assessment that they're actually rethinking the entire project. So the assessment stage is a very critical, a really critical piece, because it's really all about applying the learning that you have not only to your content, but then to the cross-platform strategy that you create to drive audiences. And then definitely to simplify and clarify which tools and platforms make the most sense for engaging audiences. If you find your people are on Twitter, you want to be on Twitter. If you find they're in blogs or in forums, then that's where you want to engage and build your connection with them. And that takes us to the next sections of Alert, which is all about building a strategy and then listening to the audience.
Armed with the aha moments of your assessment, it's time to engage your audience. Here's where Alert TV Plus connects your creative concept with a dynamic digital strategy. The system guides you through a series of simple steps that help clarify objectives and lay the foundation for your plan. With the click of a button, review the many existing and emerging tools available. Alert TV Plus provides up-to-date information about each tool, user demographics, and other invaluable insights. Once you have created your plan, Alert TV Plus generates an impressive-looking document to make your funding or program proposal shine. Alert TV Plus is with you every step of the way. When you are ready to activate the strategy, Alert TV Plus shows you how to do it. Once people start talking and sharing, Alert TV Plus walks you through the process of listening, responding, tracking, and measuring results. Ongoing monitoring is essential for building engagement with your audience, not to mention a necessary step for reporting to stakeholders and funders like the Canadian Media Fund. Alert TV Plus also offers case studies and other resources to keep you ahead of the curve. And it all comes with training to ensure your success. Alert TV Plus, the digital strategy solution content producers and broadcasters have been waiting for.
Sorry, a bit promotional, but that's the piece we use. So it's about creating informed content and engagement strategies, as I said, that are rooted in audience and competitor insights. On the engagement or digital strategy side, getting clear about what you want to achieve. This is a big one because there's a lot of shiny objects in front of us right now. 3D graphics sound really cool, and all these tools that are emerging every day. But I think we need to challenge ourselves to ask, why are we using them? Does the audience even want them? Do we have enough engagement with our viewers on Twitter and in social media channels to warrant putting their tweets online? Again, it's not rocket science. It sounds really basic, but what we've tried to do with this system is to create a workflow so that none of the pieces are missed, almost like a checklist for pilots. And then, of course, as producers or working with a digital strategy agency, to select and apply the tools and innovations accordingly, not just because they're cool. And then it's about listening, and I love the story some of you will be familiar with, that when Disney actually tuned in and listened to their audience, they realized that no longer was it Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck that was most popular, it was the dumb fish from Finding Nemo. And it was quite a revelation for them, and they're now in production on the sequel to, on a sequel to Finding Nemo. So I think if we're truly committed to creating great television, we really need to listen to the audience, quantify, we're going to get better and better tools for doing this, and respond to what they want. And that doesn't mean, someone challenged us, a filmmaker at the same session at CFC challenged us and said, but what's that going to do to my creative vision? And it's not about trying to wedge your creative vision into, you know, the old square peg into a round hole analogy. It's just about being informed about your audience. This is a gift that's come to us. As I said, for the first time ever, we have audience insights that for the 20 years of producing television, some of it right in this room, we never had. I produce a music show, and then CBC would run promos for 2 weeks, and thank you, that was terrific. But sometimes there were stars on the show, and we didn't leverage their following. We didn't really know what the audience cared about. So I think it's a complete gift that we have that now, and I encourage all of you to use it as early on. And if Alert TV works for any of you, speak to me afterwards. Thanks very much.